This week, I celebrated a pivotal moment in my life that it was 18 years since I entered into ministry. But while that was a moment of celebration, there was also something I had to reflect on. There was something that also happened in that 18 years that was a pivotal moment for me. I went through a divorce. And as I started to reflect on going through divorce, which was like the death of one thing while also entering into ministry, which was the birth of something else, that I had to start looking at what lessons did I gain from that. And one of the lessons that I wanted to share is talking about leading while bleeding versus leading while healed. That oftentimes in whatever capacity you lead in, that you have to evaluate, are you leading while bleeding or are you leading while healed? Because the thing that happens is if you have not recognized what are some triggers, what are some issues, what are some baggage that you come with in leading because you're bleeding, you don't realize how those things will affect what you do in your daily practices, what you do in your decision making, what you do as you lead and build teams, what you do as you start to build enterprises, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in organizations, if you're middle management, or if you're managing just a team. And so we have to start to look at, as leaders, it is important for us to make sure we understand what goes on inside of us, that we know what our trigger points, what is the emotional baggage we may bring to the situation, what are some things that may trigger us, so that we can make sure that we don't allow that to bleed into what we do. Because you can lead, but are you leading effectively? You can make decisions, but are you making decisions effectively? Because here's the thing, if you lead while bleeding, you will hurt the organization and the people. But if you lead from a place of healing, you're able to help the people. You're able to identify certain things because you recognize it from your own experiences, your own journeys, and you know how to help people to develop in those areas. You know what needs to be done to help build people up in those areas. So as I reflect on this journey of 18 years, I had to go through my own process, whether it's through therapy, through coaching, whatever you need, that you have to understand that there are triggers, there are things that happened in our background that affect us as leaders. But we have to make sure that we are emotionally intelligent enough to really look at ourselves and say, am I leading from bleeding or am I leading as a healed leader?